Understanding the psychology of human connection is akin to deciphering a complex, silent language that operates beneath the surface of our daily interactions. When a man feels a profound psychological bond with a partner, his behavior undergoes a fundamental shift, moving from the calculated moves of early dating to a state of instinctive, emotional synchronization. This deep connection is not merely a product of time spent together. Rather, it is the result of neural coupling, where two people's brain activity begins to mirror one another, creating a shared reality. Identifying these signs requires a keen eye for micro-behaviors, those small, often unconscious actions that reveal the true state of a person's heart and mind. From the way he subconsciously mimics your posture to the subtle shift in his vocabulary. From I to we, these markers serve as a roadmap to the depth of his commitment and the security of the emotional bridge he has built toward you. The significance of these 15 signs lies in their biological and evolutionary roots. Science suggests that when we are deeply connected to someone, our bodies release a cocktail of hormones, including oxytocin and vasopressin, which drive us to protect, nurture, and remain close to our partner. This biological drive manifests in various ways, such as the hero instinct, which compels a man to be a source of safety, or the propinquity effect, which draws him into your physical space. Unlike grand performative gestures that can be easily rehearsed, these psychological signs are largely involuntary. They are the honest reflections of a nervous system that feels at home in your presence. When a man is deeply connected, his priority shifts from self-preservation to partnership preservation, meaning his decisions, his listening habits, and even his future dreams are filtered through the lens of your shared existence. Furthermore, a deep psychological connection provides a unique form of emotional resonance where your internal states become intertwined. This is why a connected man can sense your distress before you speak, or why his laughter is most easily triggered by your specific brand of humor. This level of intimacy creates a secure base, a psychological term for a relationship that provides enough safety to allow both individuals to take risks and grow independently while knowing they have a soft place to land. It is a dynamic balance of individuality and togetherness. By exploring these 15 headings, we peel back the layers of male vulnerability and commitment, offering a comprehensive look at what it truly looks like when a man integrates a partner into the very fabric of his identity, whether it is through the silence of a comfortable gaze or the active support of your highest ambitions. These signs confirm that the bond has transcaged the physical and entered the realm of the soul, mirroring of body language and speech patterns. When a man feels a deep psychological bond, his brain's mirror neurons fire in a way that causes him to subconsciously mimic your physical state. This phenomenon, often called limbic synchrony, manifests as him crossing his legs when you do, sipping his drink at the same time, or adopting your specific vocal inflections and slang. It is an evolutionary mechanism designed to build rapport and signal that he is in sync with your internal state. Beyond just physical movement, this mirroring extends to the rhythm of his breathing and the energy level of his conversation. It indicates a high level of comfort and social attunement, showing that he is fully present and focused on your presence. By reflecting your actions, he is non-verbally communicating that you are on the same wavelength, creating a harmonious environment where trust can flourish, without a single word being spoken. Unconscious physical proximity and leaning in. A significant indicator of emotional intimacy is the propinquity effect, where a man consistently seeks to reduce the physical distance between you. In social settings, you may notice he naturally gravitates toward your side or pivots his entire body, shoulders, torso and feet, directly toward you. This leaning in is a psychological sign of engagement and vulnerability. He is exposing his most vital areas to you while closing out the rest of the room. This behavior isn't just about physical attraction. It's about creating a private bubble that excludes external distractions. Even in a crowded or noisy room, his posture remains oriented toward your personal space, signaling that you are the most important focal point in his environment. This subconscious drive to be near you demonstrates a profound level of security and a desire for a deeper, more personal connection that transcends casual friendship. Dilated pupils and sustained, comfortable eye contact. The eyes are often described as the windows to the soul, and in psychology, they provide concrete biological evidence of a deep connection. When a man looks at someone he is deeply attached to, his brain releases a surge of oxytocin and dopamine, which physically causes his pupils to dilate, a reaction known as mydriasis that he cannot control. Furthermore, the nature of his eye contact shifts from a darting, social gaze to a sustained soft focus. This isn't the intense, intimidating stare of a stranger, but a comfortable and lingering gaze that signals safety and affection. This type of eye contact fosters a feedback loop of intimacy, allowing for a silent conversation to take place. It shows he is not just looking at you, but truly seeing you, and is comfortable enough to allow you to see him in return, stripping away any defensive social masks. Active listening and recall of small details. Deep psychological connection is rooted in the feeling of being heard and understood. When a man is truly connected, he practices active listening, which involves processing information on a level that allows for future recall. He won't just remember the big milestones, he will remember the name of your first childhood pet, how you prefer your coffee, or a minor stressor you mentioned weeks ago. This cognitive investment proves that he values your thoughts and experiences as much as his own. By bringing up these small details later, he demonstrates that he has been mentally present during your interactions and that your words have a lasting impact on him. This level of attentiveness is a form of emotional labor that shows he is dedicated to building a comprehensive mental map of your world, ensuring you feel significant and uniquely prioritized. The we-linguistic shift in conversation. One of the most subtle, yet powerful shifts in a developing connection is the transition from I and me to we and us. In psychology, this is known as interdependence or cognitive merging. When a man begins to use plural pronouns naturally, it indicates that he no longer views himself as a purely solo agent, but as part of a collective unit with you. This linguistic shift happens subconsciously as his brain begins to integrate your identity with his own, whether he is talking about a weekend plan, a shared opinion, or a hypothetical future event. The use of we shows that he is automatically including you in his internal narrative. It reflects a sense of partnership and shared destiny, signaling that he sees the relationship as a stable, cohesive force than two separate people merely spending time together in the same space. Vulnerability and emotional transparency. A profound psychological connection is often marked by a man's willingness to lower his emotional guard and share his inner world. In many social contexts, men are conditioned to maintain a facade of strength and stoicism. However, when he feels a deep bond with you, he will begin to share his fears, past failures, and insecurities. This transparency is a significant sign of trust, indicating that he views you as a safe harbor, where he doesn't have to perform or hide his true self. He might discuss childhood memories, professional anxieties, or personal dreams that he kept hidden from others. This emotional stripping away creates a feedback loop of intimacy, as his vulnerability invites you to be equally open. By showing you his unpolished side, he is psychologically signaling that the connection has moved beyond the superficial stage and into a territory of genuine, raw companionship where masks are no longer necessary. Consistent protective instincts and micro-gestures. Psychological connection often triggers an evolutionary hero instinct or a deep-seated desire to ensure your well-being through subtle micro-gestures. This isn't about grand, sweeping displays of chivalry, but rather the consistent small actions that prioritize your comfort and safety. You might notice him walking on the street side of the sidewalk, checking in on you after a long day, or placing a hand on the small of your back in a crowded space to guide you. These behaviors are driven by a subconscious need to provide a sense of security and support. Psychologically, it shows that your physical and emotional state is constantly on his radar. He becomes attuned to your needs before you even voice them, sensing when you are cold, tired, or overwhelmed. This protective layer is a manifestation of his investment in the relationship, proving that your happiness is intrinsically linked to his own sense of purpose. Shared laughter and synchronized humor. Laughter is one of the most effective social glues, and in a deep connection, humor becomes highly synchronized and unique to the pair. When two people are psychologically bonded, they develop insider jokes and a shared shorthand that others might not fully understand. This synchronization signifies a deep alignment of values and perspectives. If he is the first person to catch your eye when something funny happens in a group, or if he knows exactly how to lighten your mood with a specific reference, it shows a high level of emotional intelligence and observation. Laughter also triggers the release of endorphins, creating a positive association with your presence. This shared joy serves as a buffer during stressful times, allowing the relationship to maintain a sense of lightness. When your funny bones are in sync, it is a clear indicator that your brains are wired to appreciate the world in a similar, harmonious way. Respectful boundary, navigation, and conflict resolution. A healthy and deep connection is not defined by the absence of conflict, but by how that conflict is navigated. A man who is deeply connected to you will approach disagreements with a desire to understand. Rather than a drive to win, he respects your boundaries and listens to your perspective even when he disagrees, because he values the integrity of the bond more than his own ego. This psychological sign manifests as fair fighting, avoiding personal attacks and instead focusing on finding a resolution that satisfies both parties. He is willing to compromise and take accountability for his actions because he views the relationship as a team effort. This level of maturity shows that he is thinking about the long-term stability of the connection. By creating a space where it is safe to disagree, he reinforces the foundation of trust, ensuring that the relationship can weather the inevitable storms of life. Prioritizing your needs in decision-making. When a man's life becomes deeply intertwined with yours, his decision-making process shifts from being self-centered to being partner-oriented. Whether it is a small choice like where to eat or a major life decision like a career move, he instinctively considers how his actions will affect you. This pro-relationship behavior is a key psychological indicator of commitment. He doesn't view your needs as an obligation or a burden, but as a natural factor in his own happiness. This prioritization shows that he has moved from a me mindset to a collaborative us framework. He might sacrifice his own preferences to ensure you are comfortable or take your goals into account when planning his own future. This selflessness is a sign of deep emotional attachment, demonstrating that he considers you an essential part of his life's journey and is committed to building a future that supports both of your aspirations, subtle physical touch and non-sexual affection. A deep psychological connection often manifests through pro-social touch, which is distinct from purely sexual advances. This includes small, frequent gestures such as a squeeze of the hand, a brief touch on the shoulder, or brushing a stray hair away from your face. These micro-touches release oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, which helps lower stress levels and foster a sense of security between two people. When a man initiates this kind of non-sexual physical contact, he is subconsciously reinforcing the emotional bridge between you. It shows that he craves your presence and physical closeness as a source of comfort rather than just desire. This constant physical checking in signals that he feels a high level of intimacy and safety in your personal space. It is a way of saying, I am here with you, without needing to speak, creating a background hum of affection that keeps the connection grounded and constant in everyday life. A high level of mutual trust and reliability. Reliability is the bedrock of a deep psychological bond. It is the transition from liking someone to truly leaning on them. When a man is deeply connected, his actions consistently align with his words, creating a predictable and safe emotional environment. You don't find yourself questioning his motives or doubting his commitments because he has demonstrated a pattern of being there when it matters. This reliability extends beyond showing up for dates. It's about being an emotional anchor during your low points. Psychologically, this creates secure attachment, where you feel confident that he has your back regardless of the circumstances. He honors your secrets, respects your privacy, and defends your character even when you aren't in the room. This unwavering consistency is a clear sign that he views the relationship as a sacred pact. His dependability proves that he is not just a temporary passenger in your life, but a permanent partner who values the integrity of the trust you've built. Intuitive understanding of nonverbal cues. As a connection deepens, the need for explicit verbal explanation decreases because he becomes an expert in your silent language. He can read the subtle tension in your jaw when you're stressed, the specific look in your eyes when you're bored, or the slight shift in your tone when you're upset. This level of intuition is the result of intense psychological observation and emotional investment. Because he cares deeply, his brain has mapped your behavioral patterns and emotional responses. He might bring you a glass of water before you ask, or suggest leaving a party because he sensed your social energy was depleting. This attunement shows that he is operating on a frequency that is uniquely tuned to you. It creates a sense of being known at a level that is incredibly rare. providing a profound sense of comfort because you no longer have to constantly explain your internal state to be understood. Genuine celebration of your personal achievements. In a deeply connected relationship, there is no room for professional or personal jealousy. Instead, your successes feel like his own. When a man is psychologically bonded to you, he becomes your most enthusiastic cheerleader. He doesn't feel threatened by your light. He wants to help you shine brighter. This is known in psychology as capitalization, the process of confirming and amplifying positive events for a partner. He will notice the hard work you put in and celebrate the results with genuine pride, often telling others about your accomplishments. This support system is vital because it shows he is invested in your growth as an individual, not just as his partner. He wants you to reach your full potential and provides the emotional safety net you need to take risks. His joy in your happiness is a sign of a selfless, mature connection where both people are encouraged to flourish and expand their horizons together. Long-term planning and integration into future visions. The final and perhaps most telling psychological sign of a deep connection is the effortless way he includes you in his long-term mental landscape. When he talks about the future, whether it's a vacation next year, a career change, or even where he might want to live one day, he uses language that assumes your presence. This isn't a forced conversation about where is this going, but a natural integration of you into his life's trajectory. Psychologically, he has moved past the testing phase and has reached a state of permanence. He considers how your goals align with his and makes adjustments to ensure your lives remain parallel. This forward-looking perspective indicates that he sees you as a foundational element of his world. By building a future vision that includes you, he is signaling that the connection is not a fleeting moment, but a lasting journey that he is fully committed to navigating by your side.